Esse non videri, to be, not to seem. The phrase esse non videri, translating to be, not to seem, is an enduring philosophical axiom that has traversed centuries, resonating with thinkers, leaders, and individuals who seek depth and authenticity in a world often filled with pretense and superficiality. It encapsulates the idea that true virtue, character, and essence lie not in outward appearances or in how others perceive us, but in the intrinsic nature of what we truly are. This profound sentiment challenges the human obsession with appearance, recognition, and status, advocating instead for the pursuit of inner integrity and genuine existence. The phrase calls for us to abandon the superficial allure of seeming in favor of the deep, sometimes more difficult, work of truly being. Historical and philosophical roots. Esse non videri finds its roots in ancient Roman thought, but its influence extends far beyond the era of Latin philosophers. Roman statesmen such as Cicero invoked similar ideas, emphasizing the importance of virtue as a way of life, rather than a means of gaining public approval. In many ways, this concept parallels the ethos of Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasized living in accordance with nature and virtue, rather than being driven by external rewards like fame or approval. The Stoics, particularly figures like Marcus Aurelius, encouraged the cultivation of a strong internal moral compass, one that is not swayed by external judgments. To a Stoic, to be virtuous was enough, even if no one else recognized that virtue. This aligns deeply with the idea of esse non videri, where the substance of one's character is more important than how that character is perceived by others. The dichotomy between appearance and reality. At the heart of Esse non videri is the tension between appearance and reality. In human society, appearance often holds undue sway. People are judged by their external markers of success, wealth, status, beauty, or power. But these things, while visible and often celebrated, do not necessarily reflect the truth of one's being. A person can appear virtuous, wise, or powerful without truly possessing those qualities. This disparity between seeming and being has long been a subject of philosophical discourse. Plato's allegory of the cave in the Republic provides a compelling analogy for this idea. In the allegory, prisoners are trapped in a cave, mistaking shadows on the wall for reality, when in fact they are mere reflections of true forms. Plato suggests that the philosopher, through reason and enlightenment, must move beyond the illusions of appearance to grasp the true nature of reality. In much the same way, Esse non videri demands that we move beyond the shadows of what we appear to be, striving instead to realize our authentic selves. In more modern terms, this dichotomy is echoed by existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre, who grappled with the question of being versus nothingness. For Sartre, human beings often fall into bad faith when they conform to societal roles or expectations, thus living as mere projections of what others want them to be, rather than embracing the full responsibility of their freedom and their authentic existence. Esse non videri can be seen as a call to resist bad faith and instead live in a way that is true to one's essence. The psychological implications of authenticity. Psychologically, the desire to seem rather than be often arises from deep-seated insecurities. In a world increasingly driven by social media and digital personas, the pressure to maintain a curated image is greater than ever. We present ourselves not as we are, but as we wish to be seen, often conforming to societal expectations or ideals that are not true reflections of our real selves. This creates a tension between our public persona and our private self, a cognitive dissonance that can lead to anxiety, dissatisfaction, and a sense of inauthenticity. Psychologist Carl Rogers emphasized the importance of self-actualization, the process of realizing and expressing one's true self. For Rogers, the path to psychological well-being is through congruence, a state where our self-image aligns with our true nature. The more we strive to seem rather than be, the more fragmented and disconnected we become from our authentic selves. Esse Non Videri thus becomes not only a philosophical ideal, but a psychological imperative. To live authentically, we must prioritize being over seeming, cultural manifestations, and modern-day relevance. In today's world, the battle between being and seeming is as relevant as ever. We live in an era dominated by social media, where the pressure to appear successful, happy, and fulfilled often overshadows the pursuit of genuine happiness or fulfillment. Platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter encourage the projection of curated identities, highlight reels of our best moments, our most flattering photos, and our most admirable achievements. But beneath these carefully crafted facades, many people struggle with feelings of inadequacy, isolation, and inauthenticity. The rise of influencer culture further complicates the issue, as success is often measured not by depth of character or true impact, but by likes, followers, and public visibility. The value of Esse Non Videri stands in stark contrast to this ethos. It challenges us to reject the temptation of living for the gaze of others and instead cultivate a life of quiet integrity, one where our worth is defined not by external validation, but by our internal values and the authenticity of our actions. Conclusion: choosing to be. To live by the principle of Esse Non Videri is no easy task. It requires a deep commitment to self-awareness, integrity, and the rejection of superficial rewards. It demands that we look inward, cultivating a sense of self that is rooted in truth, rather than in the perceptions of others. In a world that increasingly prizes appearance over substance, the call to be, not seem, is a radical act of defiance, and one that holds the potential to bring about not only personal fulfillment, but a more authentic and meaningful society. In the end, the pursuit of being over-seeming aligns with our highest potential as human beings. It is not about eschewing the opinions of others entirely, but rather about recognizing that true worth comes from within. In choosing to be, we cultivate the kind of character that stands the test of time, whether or not it is ever seen. This is the essence of Esse Non Videri. To be genuine in a world full of illusions, to seek truth amidst the shadows, and to embody integrity regardless of who is watching. Expand your knowledge and wisdom through short film documentaries like this one you just watched. Subscribe to The Philosopher's Canvas on YouTube and support us with a like and a comment. Until next time.